don't know if we should keep making fun of him because he's probably gonna fucking spotlight us now, and we're gonna get a shit ton of hate views. It's gonna be awesome.
I love
Think
it.
of all the think of all the ad revenue.
think of all the things I could say in the comments.
Jesse would just go in the comment. It's not even gonna say Jesse. It's gonna be something else, and they're not gonna know it's you. You're just gonna be some fuck who roams around in the comments.
That's me.
It me. Look,
Me. Fuck who roams.
He hate me.
hey, fuck who roams. Put that on my tombstone.
Fuck who roams.
Welcome to Nothing Important.
Oh, we're on?
We're rolling?
We're on?
Welcome back to Comics with Joe.
Hey, everybody.
That's Joe.
I'm back.
Special guest returning for the second episode.
Because, as you know, every group of nerds needs one guy with long hair. It just is.
We need one greasy guy.
It just has to be.
This
Pretty greasy.
Joe's the Italian. He's our diversity quota.
True, because I'm also Latino.
He is actually. That's not a joke.
That's
He's actually Latino.
And you never asked me about it, which makes you a
not a joke.
racist.
Jake, I know you're editing this, so like freeze frame on your face and then put bigot over it, please.
God damn it! Now I gotta do it. Welcome to Nothing Important, where we talk about just that. Today we're playing.
Back at it again with two truths and a lie. Two of us are truthing and one of us is not.
One of us is a liar, and liars lie.
Liars lie. We sit. Whoever is the liar sits upon a throne of lies today. Today's theme is
And always.
every day. Today's theme is Spider-Man's.
Thwip.
Thwip.
Thwip, thwip.
Thwip, thwip. Who's going first?
The many Spider-Mans.
Want me to go first?
All right, I guess Jesse goes first.
Yeah,
I'll
let's
go
go this way. This
I'll go
time.
first.
Round one. Fight.
Today I present to you Spider-Man Trouble, written by Mark Millar with art by Terry Dodson.
All right.
This was made in 2003.
Wow.
So I want you to imagine,
I was a wee lad.
as was I want you to imagine peak Degrassi. Peak Degrassi.
Degrassi.
Peak Degrassi.
Jake's gonna be scrubbing through this. This is peak Degrassi. When does it fucking stop?
That's our first merch item. Peak Degrassi.
Yeah, that show's not on anymore. We can steal it.
Peak Degrassi.
So, peak Degrassi,
You remember
you say?
Degrassi, Joe? Do you remember the show Degrassi with the high
I
school?
do.
It was in Canada, and
I
there's a lot of
do.
drama.
I do.
That's what we're doing today with Spider-Man.
So, Spider-Man stole Degrassi.
Yes.
Okay. Not the other way around.
No, definitely
Okay.
not. No. Let me introduce you to our cast.
Spider-Man.
No.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. You thought Spider-Man was in the Spider-Man comic? Joe, you fool.
In the great words of Socrates, I know nothing.
We have Mary Fitzpatrick, your classical shy girl. We have
Okay.
May Riley, your classical slut. We have Richard Parker.
Don't tell me Aunt May is the slut in this story.
You have
I don't like this.
You said not to tell you.
Richard Parker, classical cool bro. And Ben Parker, classical lame bro.
Okay. So,
So,
this is like a school time.
it doesn't take place in school.
Okay.
But they're 18, I believe.
Got you. Okay. All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's the summer.
Okay.
All four kids are going to the Hamptons to work at a summer resort.
The Hamptons.
The Hamptons. The titular Hamptons.
Okay.
They don't know each other. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the girls know each other, and the boys are brothers, so obviously they know each other. But the two duos don't know each other.
Okay.
They're gonna meet
All right.
at the Hamptons.
Okay.
So let me show you how we know that Richard's cool and Ben's lame.
All right.
One of the opening panels.
Ready.
So they're in the car together with their father, and they're talking about how they're gonna have a great time at the summer camp at the resort. You know, gonna be a good old time. And the father's like, "All right, boys, well, don't do anything I wouldn't do." And Richard goes, "Ha, Dad, Ben's gonna come home with a guy." And they all laugh.
What?
The father's laughing, like really laughing. Richard's laughing. Ben's just like, ooh.
What the fuck?
Classical cool guy.
What year was this?
2003.
Oh my god.
Okay. That tracks.
Track. Does it
No,
track?
you're right. It does track.
So at the resort, all four of them meet. You know, I'm not gonna go through like the nonsense meeting of what happens, but they meet.
Does the resort have a name?
Not that I could find
Okay.
in the book itself. It's just the Hamptons. It's the Hamptons, Joe.
Okay.
It's one big
That also
resort.
tracks.
Yeah, it's just the Hamptons.
The monolith Hamptons.
All the Hamptons is just one big resort.
Yeah.
So Rich and Mary become involved, as do Ben and May.
Right.
All right. May immediately sleeps with Ben because, as we said, classic slut. And it's subtly implied that Ben is not very good in bed. He is not a satisfying lover.
Don't say that. I don't like
Benny
that.
boy.
So Mary asks May, you know, why are you so carefree about your body and about sex? Like, you just met this guy. What's going on with that? And May explains that, oh, you remember that fortune teller we went to, a few years back? Well, the fortune teller told me that no one's ever going to call me mom, so I have nothing to worry about. And Mary's like, oh, wow, the fortune teller told me that I was going to have a child before I'm 20.
This is some solid logic right
Isn't this some
here.
solid
This is
fortune tellers? 100% accurate about everything.
Every time.
So
Yes.
base your entire
Yes.
life and your lifestyle around fortune tellers.
It was Calypso, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Following?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So May and Rich double cheat.
Why?
Well, as we've said before, Ben sucks in bed.
Okay.
May,
All right.
slut.
All right. Okay.
All tracking? Tracking.
He needs to stop saying that. It's upsetting me.
So May gets pregnant. May has a super conservative family, so that would be a big no-no, going
Yeah.
home to the parents pregnant.
Yeah.
So she just runs away for about 9 months and
Runs away from the Hamptons.
runs away from her family
Okay.
to have the kid.
In the Hamptons.
And
In
it's
the
not really
Hamptons.
and it's not really explained
Where she goes.
where she goes or
what-
how she explained this to her parents or how any of that really tracked with
right.
anything. But that happened.
All right. All right.
All right. Mary tracks her down and tells her that, oh, her and Rich are still together, but Rich has been sending her a bunch of phone calls and letters, and she doesn't know if he really wants to be with her because she found out about the cheating. I don't know if he really loves me. And she sees that May has the kid. So she's like, oh, I'll take the kid and tell Rich that it's mine and his, and I'll test to see if he really loves me or not. So that happens.
Damn.
She takes the kid just to test. And names the kid Peter.
This is a bad idea.
That's it, really. I mean, it doesn't really have a satisfying ending. I mean, we
That's just-
find out that
That's just
Peter
the
is
whole.
Aunt May's kid,
It's
and
just the whole story.
his parents kind of suck.
What's the title?
We're all young ones, Jesse.
What's the title of this one again?
Trouble,
Trouble.
because everyone's in trouble.
That's just what it's called. Trouble.
Spider-Man Trouble.
That's the
Spider-Man.
game they played at the lake house.
Yeah, that's what got them all horned up. They were playing Trouble, and they were popping the bubble, and then
like-
May is popping her pussy.
Jeremy! That's something I would say. What's wrong with you?
I was thinking it, but I wasn't gonna say it. I was waiting for him.
We all knew he'd say it.
It's you or me. Someone's gonna say the thing that no one should say.
So there you go, peak Degrassi plot.
Sweet Christ.
I forgot my favorite part of that storyline where they
Oh,
just flat
you've
out...
read it too?
Yes. Where they just flat out say that Ben Parker is sterile.
It's not really that important to the plot.
But it's funny.
Yeah, sure, it's funny, but
Is that true?
Yes.
Canonically?
Yes.
Ben
that's
Parker
why,
is
that's
sterile?
why Peter doesn't have any cousins.
That is canon.
Canon.
Isn't canon great?
Yep. Okay.
Any questions?
I think we just let the cat out of the bag on that one.
Unless he's lying.
Could be lying.
I don't know if I have any questions.
It's pretty cut and dry.
It's not a very complex
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, in and out. Peak Degrassi plot.
Just like Richard.
I hate it. I hate this.
All right. No further questions. Jake?
Oh God. So I was busy making up the Batman story. So
You have no Spider-Man story.
no, so I was
You haven't done your homework and you're
That's a spoiler
unprepared.
for the previous episode.
And you're unprepared.
Listen, nobody's watching these.
I'm not even watching.
No, so
We're recording these?
unfortunately for me,
Where's the camera?
I am the camera.
that's a good question.
Round 2. Fight.
So my story is the story of the Spider-Mobile, also known as the Spider Buggy. So
That's what the book is called.
it's not really a book; it's just something that happens.
So-
It's just a day in the life of Spider-Man.
What? Okay. What comic is this from?
It's from the Amazing Spider-Man.
So regular
Number-
Spider-Man.
Yeah, so number 130 in
What year is this?
1974.
Oh, good year.
It's, they can't all be good years, Joe.
Good year. The Cars.
The Cars.
I agree.
Jake, put up some pictures of Cars from 1974.
He means the band.
No, he meant the Cars.
Yeah, I meant The Cars.
That's not
Because
helping
the
anybody.
band, the Cars, sucks.
I'm gonna fight with you about that off camera.
Okay.
Not,
Moving on.
they have a solid discography, is all I'm gonna say.
If you feel the need to say that.
I don't feel the need to say it. It's just that the world needs to know that, and the world does know that because the Cars are a fucking success internationally. Jesse, bring me on tour with you guys. Anyways, if they're still alive.
I digress.
All right, so it's 1974. The year is 1974. Pollution is on everybody's mind as it is today. So
Is it
Really
today?
change.
capitalism is in full swing, and
Also didn't really change.
As it is today.
and before Elon Musk could create stupid, useless cars, Spider-Man was doing it.
Wow, an innovator.
So
Wow.
Topical.
Topical for now or topical for 1974?
Both.
Ooh, timeless story.
Time is a flat circle.
Amen.
a company called Corona Motors is trying to advertise their new fuel-efficient, non-polluting engine. So they think the best way that they can advertise this is through sponsorship with the none other than the great Mighty Thor. No, Spider-Man. So
You confusing him.
Yeah, you really confused Joe. He's like, what the fuck? A deer in the headlights moment there. I thought we were talking about Spider-Man.
Isn't this a Spider-Man episode? Quick, look at his shirt. The shirt will tell you.
I can't read.
Fuck. Why do you think we read comic books?
Quick, look at my shirt. My shirt will tell you.
I can't see that far, Jesse.
Damn it.
His glasses are all the way over there.
I can't reach.
So this company contacts Spider-Man, offering him money to build them a car. I don't know why he needs to build the car if it's their fucking engine, but they asked. So
What's the company called again?
Corona Motors.
Topical.
Yeah, also very topical. We're talking about the beer, right?
Yes.
Anyways, I don't know why, but Spider-Man contacts the Human Torch, who is his best friend in the comics, and they decide to build this car together because Spider-Man at first was like, I can't sell out, and then he said, oh wait, I'm going to be homeless, so I need money. So they build a dune buggy that has Spider-Man's colors on it because we gotta sell those toys. And it lasts for all of, I think, 5 issues. And his first success...
5 issues of them just building a car.
No, he builds the car. They do other stuff, Joe.
What do they do with the car?
He goes out and he captures Hammerhead's thugs. And then Mysterio...
In the car?
Yes.
It shoots like the Batmobile.
Yeah,
but
it shoots nets and shit. And he
shoots
can
nets.
climb up walls with a rope.
What? A
Car
rope?
climbs up walls?
I think that's
A
right.
rope?
No, the car climbs up walls.
Oh,
And
you
shoots-
read this too.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
shoots nets.
Do you see my shirt?
He knows everything. He's got an encyclopedic knowledge of
And-
Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's true.
It shoots nets, and then Mysterio tricks him into driving into the Hudson River.
Tricks? What's this trick?
Mysterio, he creates illusions.
Yeah,
So,
right.
I don't know exactly what the trick was, but he drove it into the river. and then
Spider-Man
Spider-Man was
died?
like, that car fucking sucked. I don't want to drive a fucking car. Traffic in Manhattan's a fucking
He just
nightmare.
left it in the river.
He was going to leave it in the river. And then Corona Motors was like, give us our
Pollution.
fucking car back.
Oh, no, okay.
So he went back to
Fuck
the river. Fuck pollution. We just want our car. So he went back to the river. He couldn't find it.
Is that true?
Yes. So
Is that true?
Yeah.
and then so later on, out of nowhere,
Couldn't find.
the spider buggy attacks him, and he has to fight it to the death.
So the car just gets out of the river, and now it's like a transformer.
No, the Tinkerer found it,
Oh.
and he
How'd
does.
the Tinkerer find it?
I don't fucking know. Do I look like the Tinkerer? He was just he was
Yeah,
hanging
you
out.
do.
Do you know who the Tinkerer is?
I don't. So as far as I know, Jake looks like him.
That's fair.
That's a good point.
But honestly, it looks more like Jeremy.
Oh.
It's true, yeah. No, the Tinkerer's brother, the Thinker, looks more like Jake,
Okay.
It just,
who's also a real character.
I think people are gonna think we're related. Honestly,
The Thinkerer.
the Tinkerer.
Ew.
What an awful name. So the Tinkerer, I don't know. The Tinkerer was just hanging out at Hudson Yards and just fucking happened to see him crash it into the river. And then he fucking went down there, he picked it up, and he redesigned it so it would try and kill Spider-Man. So Spider-Man had to beat the shit out of a car. And then he returned it to Corona Motors by hanging it from a tree in front of their company. And that's the story of the Spider Buggy. And now it's in the Smithsonian.
The comic or the buggy?
The car. It's in
The toy, isn't it?
no, the action in the comics. Spider-Man was walking around and he was walking past the Smithsonian, and they happened to be putting up an exhibit of the Spider Buggy, and he was just like, "Why the fuck would they do this?"
Why is Spider-Man around the Smithsonian?
He lives in I don't know.
You're gonna say he lives in Washington D.C.?
Yeah, Spider-Man lives in Washington.
I'm
DC.
thinking it's the Met.
Everybody knows that.
He's on vacation. He's allowed to go visit our country.
After the car fell in the Hudson River, I mean, the Smithsonian's right across the way.
I know that.
I forgot. I was like, he lives, and I'm like, wait, he lives in Queens. He couldn't possibly.
Nothing
be.
important is filmed in the state of New York.
Jake has only lived in this state.
I've only lived in New York for 29 years.
All right, Jake.
I was thinking it was like the Met for some reason,
Oh God.
the Met.
or like the fucking Natural History Museum.
It's getting worse
The
for you,
Natural
Jake.
History
It's
Museum
getting-
I
would be
fucked
so
up.
fucking funny. Honestly, if they're like, "Welcome to the American Natural History Museum," here's the fucking
Spider-Man's
spider buggy.
I'm here for it.
Me too,
It would
honestly.
also be.
I was literally,
they
I
have
stopped
other weird
myself
shit there.
halfway through. I was like, he's like, why was he at the Smithsonian? I'm like, he lives in, and I was like, the Smithsonian's not New York. What am I doing? He lives in Queens. It's a cab ride away.
I mean,
It may be an expensive cab ride.
I guess anything's a cab
Let's
right
go
away.
down to Virginia.
All right, that was my one question.
That's your one question. All right.
Let's. No, I have two more.
All right.
You're gonna use them.
Fuck, I thought I was in the clear.
So the Tinkerer. Is this one of the first sightings of the Tinkerer, or has he been like fully established by now?
I'm pretty sure he's established at this point.
Yeah.
He's pretty well-known Spider-Man villain.
Not anymore.
Obviously
Maybe-
not, because I didn't know him.
He's in the game.
He's in the new game. He's in Miles Morales.
And then he's also in Web of Shadows, the game that we played.
We broke that game.
Yeah, but we still played it, and he's in it.
Okay.
No one gives a shit about the Tinkerer. I'm on Joe's side on this one. No one gives a shit about the Tinkerer. Except maybe Jeremy.
He's the Tinkerer. He's a little guy that wears a jumpsuit and he like scrounges around in the garbage.
Yeah, we
and
already
builds a
established that you
robot.
look like him.
Sorry, do you like the Toy Man from Superman too?
No.
Nah, he's more of a prankster guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jake. That's enough questions.
trickster?
Well, I thought we were going on Superman, guys.
That's
All
all
right.
your questions?
Yeah, that's enough questions.
All right,
I've
moving,
heard enough from you.
moving on
Moving on.
to the Tinkerer.
Wow, Jake, that was mean.
I'll get you. I'll get you, Kingpin.
All right, Jeremy. Lay it on me.
Final round. Fight.
I'm gonna tell you about the storyline from Amazing Spider-Man 873 through 879 from 2018. This storyline is called Reclaim Your Vows.
I'm going to slit my throat.
So pretty modern here.
Yeah, this one is new.
Yeah.
This one is new. So
Wait, so just like a general question here.
Yeah.
So has the Amazing Spider-Man comic book just been constantly happening
More or less.
more or less,
since it started?
yes.
They
So-
go back to number one, but then whenever a milestone happens, they pretend it's always been ongoing.
Yeah. So
I
like,
mean,
every
yeah, I
once-
mean, the Marvel continuity has for the most part been consistently running. DC has had like 6 reboots.
Yeah, but
like,
Marvel
But
has
Marvel
never-
renumbers all the time.
Yeah, they
That's the point.
renumber. They haven't rebooted like their continuity yet, but yeah, they have like the legacy numbering, which is like the big numbers, and then they have like underneath it's like number 15 from this current volume, because anytime they're like, oh, new writer, new number 1, but then they're
Okay.
still
Number one
like,
sells.
yeah, because number 1
Right.
sell.
Yeah.
So this is from 2018. It's by Nick Spencer and Ryan Otley. In this one, the previous arc involves Spider-Man fighting Mysterio. Mysterio was using like a magical item to cast his illusions. So he gets that away from him. He's given it to Doctor Strange, and he's like, "Here, take this from me. I don't do this magic stuff." And so he's like in the Sanctum Sanctorum, and Doctor Strange's friend / manservant Wong is there. And he's like, "Oh, hey Pete, how are you doing? How is Mary Jane?" And he's like, "Oh, she's fine. I don't really see her that." Before this is after Peter had sold his marriage to the demon lord Mephisto to save Aunt May's life in the year 2006. Yes, Jesse.
I have a question.
Yeah, Jesse.
Is this still when Doctor Strange was wearing sneakers?
What?
No, Doctor Strange is not wearing sneakers.
So Jesse, you haven't read this, so like you haven't kept up with the Amazing.
I don't keep up
Spider-Man.
with Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I've
Spider-Man guy.
read it. I read the recents.
Okay.
But no, Doctor Strange is not wearing sneakers in this one.
Okay.
Damn.
Because Doctor Strange does wear sneakers later in his own
I like
series,
that.
Yeah.
I like that.
which is why I was wondering if they
What kind of
kept it up.
sneakers does he wear?
Black Air Forces.
I like that.
I don't know sneaker brands, so I couldn't tell you.
It's a
But
lie, Jake, but but I like it.
Yeah, so Peter and Mary Jane have not been together for a while.
How long?
I mean, it's a sliding time scale. I mean, in the real world, it's been like 12 years.
Gotcha.
In continuity, who knows?
Let me go back to the Infinite Crisis.
It doesn't fucking matter. How old is Spider-Man? Don't ask me that. Don't make me use a number, because then that sets him in a place and time.
Is Gwen Stacy involved?
No, she's dead.
Oh, okay.
remember when she died? That happened.
That hasn't stopped happening.
Oh wait,
Okay.
this was before they brought her back. Yeah, you're right.
Jake, shut the fuck up.
What's her name? Ghost Spider?
Yeah, well, she's from a different unit. Stop. I'm trying to tell Joe this.
Stop.
So Wong says that, and then Peter's like, I don't know, we don't really talk that much. I think she's good. And he's like, oh, it's a shame what happened between the two of you. And he's like, oh, well, you know, people, like, grow apart. In this, when he sold his marriage to Mephisto, it wasn't like they got divorced. It was they had never been married, and like a whole bunch of shit got changed. And like Peter is like 22 again, and Aunt May is fine, and Harry Osborn, who had been dead since like 1996, is alive again. So it's, you know, just
Perfect.
a bunch of general fuckery has been placed upon Spider-Man because of editorial
Was this before?
interference.
Was this before?
You're gonna say something stupid, Jake?
No.
Yeah, Jake. I thought you read it. I thought you
No.
keep up with Spider-Man.
No, I'm trying to remember the timeline. Was this before or after it was revealed that Mary Jane remembered the marriage because she made that deal with Mephisto?
This is before that. This happens. This is at the end where Peter finds out about that. Or maybe, you know what? No, I think the reader knows, but Peter doesn't know. So it's like the dramatic irony.
Peter never
Right.
knows.
Peter never knows because he's an idiot. So Wong says that, and because there's like magic stuff around in the sanctum, Peter has like the memories of all of the stuff, like his previous marriage, come back. And he remembers that he made this deal with Mephisto, and he's like, what the fuck? And he's like,
He
all right.
remembers every time he nutted into the circle.
So he's like,
Every single stroke.
All right,
He's
Jake,
like, Doc.
Jake has to leave now.
Jake is in timeout now. Jake, go in the coffin.
Get in there.
So he's like, Doc, you gotta help me. I gotta get my marriage back. This is fucked up. And he's like, you don't just like he's like, I can't just like cast a spell and it'll come back. He's like, you have to like get it from Mephisto. And he's like, all right, well then like take me to whatever part of hell that he's in. And then Doctor Strange says to him, you don't just go to hell, Spider-Man. And he's like, all right, Boromir, thanks a lot. He's like, what am I supposed to do then? And then Doctor Strange is like facing Spider-Man in this one panel, and he says, you have to live with your consequences. And then in the next panel, he's facing away from Spider-Man, and it's like an extreme close-up on his face as he's like leaning in against the door frame. And it says, as all men must. And it's like, oh, what happened to Doctor Strange? And then like there's like the little asterisk when he says that, and then there's a little box at the bottom that says read Doctor Strange number whatever, and then it's whatever editor, and it's like buy the other things, give us more money. So so he's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do then? And then he's like walking around, he's going home, and then he remembers that Wolverine on one of the Avengers missions that they've been on together mentioned that the X-Men have gone to hell a few times, and so then he takes the Metro North up to Westchester to go to the X-Men mission. What do you think? He owns a car? He lives in Manhattan.
We established.
He had a car.
He had a
Cars
car.
in the Smithsonian.
Not anymore. He's gonna take Amtrak all the way down to the Smithsonian and then take his car to drive back up to Westchester.
Take Amtrak to the Smithsonian. It's in New York. We established that.
Oh, that's right. So he goes up to Westchester, and he's like,
This is a fucking mess.
he goes up to Westchester, he sees Nightcrawler, the X-Man, and he's like, oh, is Wolverine here? And he's like,
Nightcrawler, the X-Man.
you know, Kurt Wagner, the X-Man. And he says to him, he's like, oh, is Wolverine here? And he goes, no, Wolverine is
Say it with a German accent.
No. It's like, Wolverine is not here. Wolverine is off doing whatever he does. And so he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, why? And then Spider-Man says to him, oh, well, he's mentioned that you guys have like gone to hell a couple of times. And then he says to him,
How do I get there?
yeah, he's like, have you been to hell? And then Nightcrawler looks at him and he goes, why? You think just because I look like a demon that I've been to hell? Ooh. And then Spider-Man is like, oh, whoa, no, man, I didn't mean it like that. He's like, no, I'm kidding. I have been to hell. That's where my dad lives. And so then he's like, why do you need to go to hell? And then he explains the whole thing to him. And then Nightcrawler, the ever the romantic is like, you know what? I'm going to hook you up. I have a friend who can do that. And so he takes him to Ilyana Rasputin, Colossus's little sister, who's also one of the rulers of the extra-dimensional plane Limbo, where she killed the demon Belasco with a piece of her soul that she turned into a sword. And she can make portals that can go into hell. And so he's like, Ilyana, can you take Spider-Man to hell, please, so he can get his marriage back from Mephisto? And then she's like, yeah, I'm not doing anything. And so then, and Nightcrawler is like, you know what, I'm going to go with you. So the three of them plot a heist, and they're going to like sneak into hell, and they're going to steal the literal contract that is his marriage from Mephisto. So they get to hell, and then, shenanigans happens. They have to like hide. Nightcrawler like pretends to be like a regular demon to like infiltrate and get into Mephisto's lair. And then they're like just about to get the contract, like Spider-Man is about to touch it, and then Mephisto shows up and he's like, oh, you thought. And so then they're fighting, and then Spider-Man is like hopping around him and making like a big web. And he goes, do you think you can catch me in a web? Mephisto says that. Mephisto says, do you think you can catch me in a web? And then as he like finishes the web, he goes, I think I can actually. And then the web starts to glow, and then there's like a bird's eye shot like overhead, and it shows that he made like a big symbol around Mephisto with his webs, and now he's trapped. He made like a binding circle around Mephisto, and he's able to get his marriage back, and the three of them escape, and they run away from hell.
Wait, keep describing how they run.
They're running like this. And they get
Tell us what color their costumes are.
Spider-Man wears red and blue, and so does Nightcrawler. And Ilyana wears a black costume. and she has a big sword and one sleeve with a pauldron on it.
And a really nice headband.
Yeah, and a headband with like horns.
What did they eat for
Sold.
breakfast that day?
They don't show that.
How long were they in hell for?
They
2
don't
issues?
eat breakfast.
Yeah, they're
they
in hell for
skip
2 issues.
So this actually answers the question for me of where the fuck they were during the whole gold, blue, and red saga of X-Men. So thanks for that.
Yeah, that's where those characters are. They're in hell for a hot minute.
Okay.
And so they get out, and then Peter like takes his marriage and he opens it up and he's like, oh, there it is, and he like goes to see Mary Jane, and
there it is, my marriage.
and he's like, and he thinks he's like he tries to get her to touch it. He's like got it in his sleeve and he's gonna like shake hands.
Why is he
with
being
her.
such a creep about it?
What are you supposed to do? Like, oh, Mary Jane, look, we were married.
Just be like, here, touch this.
What?
It's not like he's pulling his dick out. It's a fucking piece of
Touch
paper.
this and be married to me.
That's weird, Jake.
Just say, hey, can you hold this for me?
Well, he's a weirdo, Jake. He's an awkward
What is-
guy.
What the fuck? It's like, I think it's creepier that he's walking. He's like, hey, how's it going? There's nothing up my sleeve. Don't worry about it.
They haven't seen each other in a while. They're like distant exes. What?
Okay, so she touches.
She touches it, but she's remembered the whole time. And she's like, what the fuck are you trying to do? And he's like, she's like, I don't want to have this conversation with you, Peter. And then that's how that ends. And then there's like a little epilogue in the last issue where Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin,
He's shooting one off in the sink.
Gross.
yes, and then so it's like meanwhile, and it shows him, and he opens up like a scroll. He has a scroll, and he opens it up, and now he's talking to Mephisto. And Mephisto,
You gotta give it a minute.
thanks a lot, Jake.
What's the matter with you?
Trying to listen to this story.
Finish. Epilogue.
He's like, he opens it up, and he's like, Mephisto, I've learned that they've got their marriage back. You haven't kept your end of the deal. And the reader is like, what? They made a deal about this? He's like, you haven't kept up your end of the bargain, so I don't have to keep up mine anymore. And then the scroll erupts into flame, and it's gone. And then in the shadows, you see like a figure, and you see like the bottom, and it's Wong's clothes, and he's like, you did a really good job there, Wong. And then he comes out of the shadows, and it was the chameleon the whole time.
Remember him? Remember the chameleon?
You know the chameleon?
I know him from a game.
Yeah, so the chameleon was disguised as Wong, and then it leads into the next, and it's like, what was Norman Osborn doing with Mephisto? What is this? What's going on? But you have to read to find out. So that's that.
Wow. There you have it, folks.
There you have it.
My story is about Peter Parker shooting one off into the sink.
Stop, Jake. It's the second time you made that joke. It's
The third time.
It's only funny once.
Your story's about cars.
Yeah, you explain the plot to Disney's Cars 2.
All right.
Which I have yet to see.
All right?
I'm sorry I spoiled it for you. All right. Let's go. Final round. Joe, who do you think is lying?
Oh,
Do you have
God.
any more general questions like last time?
I don't know. Oh, God.
Yeah, he didn't use his last two for me, so he could just ask some general questions now.
I mean, I have a pretty good idea. Just trying to weigh a little bit of facts here. Facts.
Facts.
If it helps you, I'm absolutely not the one who's lying. Go.
Did
All
that help
right.
you?
All right. And with that information, all right. Jeremy's is always so like solid.
I'm all for hyper explaining, especially when it's a crazy story like that.
No. I'm on
Watch my explanation of Doug Munch's Batman Red Rain.
Doug Munch. See, that name sounds fake, but he's a real guy.
Spoiler.
That was his thought process.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, you know what? I hate to. I really want to pick Jake again because that story is so stupid. Again. Story's so stupid.
I'm the red herring. I don't come
He's-
prepared.
He's fucking walking to the Smithsonian from the Hudson River.
You got the stereo. You got the tinkerer.
I misspoke. God damn it. So soon.
Yeah, you know what? I don't put it past Jake that he just fucked up. He has no idea where the Smithsonian is.
He has no idea what a tinkerer is.
I don't.
So, I mean, and Jesse's, you see, that for 2003, that sounds like a real fucking comic book. It fucking really does.
Peak Degrassi.
Yeah, I would not put that past them to make that. Fuck. This is tough.
Joe, I already told you, I'm not the one who's lying.
Shut up, Jake. But also for 1974, it's viable.
Because it's about a car.
Because of how stupid it is. The stupid car. Stupid buggy. The spider buggy. Oh, shit. This is... Should I go with the old gut?
Go with the gut.
Or with the old brain?
Oof.
Put them
Oof.
both together.
What do you get?
Dissolve your brain in your gut.
All right. I'm going to say this time... Fuck. I feel so wrong saying this. I feel so wrong. Fuck you, Jake. I hate your story so much. I hate your fucking story so much. But I'm going to say Jesse is the liar this time.
Wrong.
Nope, no, it's
he
Jeremy.
Oh, damn. You fucking got me. That was good.
Peak Degrassi and Spider Car are real.
That was
swear
good.
to God.
That was good.
Jeremy's was so thorough.
Yeah, that was so solid.
I leaned over to
That-
Jesse
yeah.
and I was like, I have honestly forgotten which one of us is lying.
Yeah, that was so good.
Gotta be thorough.
Yeah. With such conviction.
And with that, Joe is tonight's loser.
I win.
Can't win them all.
Jeremy won.
I'm the winner.
Now he gets a prize.
Wow.
Yeah. Put them in your Wiimote.
Hey everybody, it's me, the loud one, Jeremy. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us on all of our social media accounts that you can find linked here. And also be sure to follow our editor, Kat, the only competent person in the entire team. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. Mwah.